Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Okay guys, we're gonna do another video. This is a special one. A versus video on Band Geeks versus Birthday Blowout. So, which of the two is superior? We're about to find out. Let the battle begin. So, the story for Band Geeks is essentially Squidward lies to school and Fancy said that he has a band to perform at the Super Bowl. And in reality, Squidward isn't in the band, so he decided to form everyone in Bikini Bottom as their band. So that's the story for Band Geeks. And for Birthday Blowout is it's Spongebob's birthday, so it's up for Patrick to take Spongebob out while the gang are trying to prepare for Spongebob's party. So that's pretty much the plot for both these two episodes. These two are both regarded as one of the best episodes of the whole show and one of the best episodes of any cartoon show. So, in my opinion, for the plot, I think you might think that Birthday Blowout might win. So let's talk about more on the story for Band Geeks, because there's a lot to say. I think this one will be perfect as a little bit of a 22-minute special. Did I take it back? I don't think it's perfect. It's not really the best episode of any cartoon show, nor the best episode for SpongeBob. I think this one is probably on the top 20 best. I ranked this one on best cartoon episodes. I ranked this one number 9 for best ones. Because I think Croaked and Real Loud Music are better than this. But still, this is pretty much a little bit enjoyable. So, the one of the superior story is Birthday Blowout. Let's talk about the characters. Our main characters for our Band Geeks are Squidward, SpongeBob, and Squilliam. Yeah, let's talk about Squidward. Now, Squidward, this is my favorite Squidward episode of the whole show. This develops Squidward in a very great way. It's not like the I'm not sure Squidward can be a little bit annoyed with some of the gang there in Band Geeks, but still he's an enjoyable character with a great heart to with some passion added to this character, with some magic added to this character. Let's talk about SpongeBob. Now SpongeBob doesn't really have too much to do with this episode. He's pretty much like a side character. Yeah, he's sort of like a side character. And Squidward just does the most of the heavy listening in this episode. And SpongeBob only makes about a few lines. And yeah, I liked him. That SpongeBob only has a few lines. Okay, now the SpongeBob show is not sure SpongeBob needs to appear in every episode, but usually every character should have an episode. I mean, Pearl needs an episode. I mean, Pearl has less episodes. Larry got less episodes, and yeah. I mean, it's really good that in the newer season, SpongeBob appears less. I mean, in the recent episode Shell Games, he appears less. So yeah, it's a nice development that they had to they did to this guy. So let's talk about Squilliam. This is the first episode of Squilliam, and he's funny in this one. I love his like a little bit of voice and his attitude throughout this whole episode, and like and his laugh is funny too. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much their main characters for Band Geeks. Let's talk about Birthday Blowout. Now we got SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. And Patchy. Yeah, Patchy. So SpongeBob, I love him in this episode. I just like him in this one. This is my favorite appearance of SpongeBob ever. And Patrick is also great too. He has some hilarious lines. I think the only joke I didn't like of him was his saliva joke in the beginning. I thought that joke went on for way too long. I think it was a little bit of padding. So let's talk about Sandy. Now Sandy, is the main character for the subplot for this episode. She's pretty much helping out the boss for the party, getting everyone together, let people stop eating cakes, get rid of any troubles going on in the party or any evil thing happening. Yeah, I like Sandy's one. Not as much there in other episodes, but she's great in this one. But hey, at least she has a better role in this one than she did in Trisha Square. Ugh. Now let's talk about Patchy. Patchy got a segment in this episode where he's trying to deliver a gift for SpongeBob, yeah. And I didn't mention it in the first video between this and Birthday Blowout. I meant between Trisha Square and Birthday Blowout. And I love Patchy in this episode. I just like him here. This is my favorite Patchy segments of all time. Yes, even better than Christmas Who or even Shanghai. So yeah. Now let's talk about them. Now the one with the superior side characters is there in Birthday Blowout. Let's talk about side characters. For side characters, we got for Band Geeks, we got Patrick, Sandy, and Mr. Krabs. And Patrick, yeah, he doesn't have too much to do. This guy has one of the most iconic lines in the whole series. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Yeah, that was that iconic. I love that line. And Sandy, she doesn't have too much. She's pretty much fighting with Patrick in like a few seconds. And yeah, she's pretty much does one of the best comedy in this episode. She doesn't do much, but she does something in a big musical number climax. And yes, we'll talk about that later. And Mr. Krabs doesn't add too much, which I won't talk about. Now for the side characters in Birthday Blowout, we got French narrator. We got Rube, Mr. Krabs. Yeah, we got French narrator, Rube, and Mr. Krabs. So for the French narrator, this is his second appearance in the whole show besides Feral Friends, and I like him in that episode. They decided to add something more creativity to that episode, and here he's still amazing character. He's still one of my favorite characters. Now let's talk about Rube. Now Rube does most of the comedy in this episode. Now I'm not really. Now No Pictures Please is pretty much his first appearance, and I like him in that episode because he's that funny. And this episode, he still manages to still have this great character depth. Let's talk about Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs doesn't add too much. He has like a birthday plan for Spongebob for Krabby Patties, and because Sandy asked everyone to divide their plans for birthday party, like Bulba's going with the Merman Barnacle White, Squidward's going with himself with art, Sandy's going with karate, Mr. Krabs going with Krabby Patties, and Miss Puff's going with boating. So yeah, those are the parties for SpongeBob. And Mr. Krabs doesn't add too much. And yeah, that's all I can say about Mr. Krabs. So the one of the superior characters is there in Band Geeks. Now let's talk about the climax for both episodes. Mainly, they're both musical numbers. Yeah. Now let's talk about the musical number in Band Geeks. And it's sweet victory, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is the best musical number, period, of SpongeBob. I love this song. It's on my top 20 favorite songs of all time. Sure, it's not being like Uptown Funk. It's not as good as that song, but it's still a great musical number. For Birthday Blowout, it's still great. I love the birthday song for SpongeBob. They're singing the SpongeBob theme song, and it's a great reference to Pandemonium, Old Man Patrick, and Sanitation and Sandy, and Karen's Virus. And yeah, I love that reference. So yes, I love both musical numbers. So the one superior musical number is there in Band Geeks. Now let's talk about the animation for both episodes. Now the animation for both episodes is pretty good. I love the animation for Band Geeks, especially the scene in the climax where they're all performing the song. And yeah, some animation bits there in Bikini Bottom. And there's even like a explosion in this episode, which a little bit surprised me that they actually did this in SpongeBob. Not really, because they pretty much did it in jellyfishing, but yeah, it's sort of a little bit like suicide. Well, that's not what the writers were going for, but a little bit kind of is. So nice, yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say about the animation. Band Geeks, great. Now let's talk about the animation Birthday Blowout. It's way better than Band Geeks. The animation for the poster for Birthday Blowout is amazing. I love the animation for the characters, Bulba's and the cake in particular, as a reference to Merman, Barnacle Boy. And yeah, that's all I'd say about the animation both episodes. So the one with superior animation is there in Birthday Blowout. Okay, now let's talk about okay, now we're here to the conclusion for the video. Now since I talked too much about Band Geeks, let's talk more about the Birthday Blowout. Now let's talk about the celebrity cameos. Now our celebrity cameos are Kel Mitchell, Gilbert Gottfried, we got Jojo Siwa, we got that's pretty much I can remember with the celebrities. Oh yeah, we got Jace Norman, yeah. Yeah, we got too many celebrities in Birthday Blowout. Hardly, I don't even know too much. And their presence in the song was really sweet. I loved their presence in the song. And also got David Hasselhoff returning back from the first film. It's a great reference. I was like, ooh, that's David Hasselhoff. And yeah, I saw a sneak peek on the Spongebob SquarePants official YouTube page. Yeah, I saw the sneak peek and downloaded that, and I was that hyped for this episode. So yeah, I love the sneak peek for this episode, and it gave me more hypes for Birthday Blowout. And next I was that hyped, and next I was not disappointed at all. And there's also some, and I'll talk about the cameos for characters in the pre-movie era. I love that Bubble Bass has actually a big role in this episode. Miss Puff and Squidward add a bit more of a comedy in this episode, and Plankton, Plankton's like a little bit of an execution, like a little evil party. It was really nice. I mean, that's pretty much funny. And sure, some parts of the comedy cannot work, like the scene where we see Plankton's a little bit of saliva in Sandy's glass. Next, Sandy just slapped some Plankton next, and he just sliced the crab's eye. And yeah, that was a little bit gross scene. And so was SpongeBob exploding his cheeks after being in the bus. Yeah, that's a little bit of a cringy joke, but not really. Now let's talk about the cameos I was talking about. Now we got Flats. I really like his cameo back. I was like, oh, that's Flats the Flounder in the TV. And next I saw and we got references to Mermaid Miracle Boy episode. We got Chi from Mermaid Miracle Boy 5. We got Dirty Bell from 2. We got Manny from 3. Mermaid Miracle Boy from 1. We got the belt from 4. Yeah, I was like that. And I didn't notice that there also was a pizza delivery cameo in this episode. And there's also Mindy who made a cameo in this episode from the first movie. That's pretty much one of the biggest complaints I have this episode, because the first movie takes place at the end of the series. So essentially, it shouldn't be there at all. And I'm not complaining about this. I'm just pointing out. I also like that they added a cameo for the Hoopla dude from Krusty Krab training video. That was a nice cameo though, guys. I give props to you. Oh, I forgot the dino scene in the video in the Birthday Blowout review earlier. And it's nice that we got the cameos for the voice actors. I think Roger Bumpus does a really good job in the live action scenes. And Plankton's design could have been improved better for Mr. Lawrence. Yeah. And I do think Sandy should have her helmet when she eats, and on the land scene. And yeah, Mr. Krabs pretty much funny when he does this to his hips. And Jim Bob, yeah, I like him. Yeah, that's pretty much from Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny's sort of acting. And it's nice that Patrick does something wrong with SpongeBob, because he was about to be served on a sandwich. And it was a nice scene. And also, we also got a reference to the first film where the gang gets trapped in an aquarium, gets stuck in an aquarium place, and next they tried their hardest to get out, which is a little bit of a reference to the first film. So was Patrick in love with the fish. And there's some parts of the animation that they kind of feel off in this episode, like the fact there's even some scenes where the characters look CGI and it looks so fake. And there's even a reference to I Had an Accident where Patrick's like no until 4. I meant they're in the trusty slab scene, and they're in the office scene. There's even a reference to both episodes. We also got a reference to the Telltale Strangler from SpongeBob Beats the Strangler, yeah. Also, Potty came back, which is also a nice relief. And let's talk about the ending. Yes, I love the ending for this episode. We also got a tribute to Steven Hillenburg saying, "Thank you, Steven Hillenburg." I love that tribute. It's a great way to do this for this episode. And yes, this episode could have been a great end to the series if it was the end of the show. If this was the end of the show, I would make a full-on video about my big reviews for SpongeBob episodes. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, I do love this episode though. Let's also talk about the fact that they didn't reveal SpongeBob's age. I mean, at the end of the episode, Patrick's like, SpongeBob, how old are you? And next one was like, well, today I am. And next we just, I'm gonna do this off screen. It was a nice joke. And next, yeah, the jokes in Birthday Blowout are pretty much good, but yeah, some jokes didn't work, like some gross scenes. I mean, there's even one disgusting scene where we even see disgusting cake. Also, there's even a little bit of cameo to Bubble Buddy. Not Bubble Buddy. I meant the little animal thing from Bubble Stick and from Culture Shock. I wish that dude actually brought Bubble Buddy and his son. I mean, that would be a nice cameo if they did that. Also, it's nice that Swell Parents returned back from season 8. As Scribbler's Family Vacation. And yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't add the cameo to the Flying Dutchman. I mean, sure, this one was SpongeBob's enemies. But yeah, it was nice. It would have been a nice cameo if they added that guy right there. Also, most of the people who are helping on SpongeBob's party are pretty much enemies to him. We got Bubble Bass, who is pretty much an enemy. Squidward is pretty much an enemy. And Squidward actually has the right because Sandy just drags him on to help out them in SpongeBob's party. And Bean Senior didn't like. We also got a Miss Puff and Plankton who are helping out too. They pretty much are part of this plan. So as the Telltale Strangler, which is sort of weird that they added the most hated the characters who hate SpongeBob as the one who are helping out in the party. And it's also nice and a little bit destroying a little bit the continuity in SpongeBob. So that's pretty much my versus video between between Man Geeks and Birthday Blowout. So yeah, happy 20th anniversary, SpongeBob. Oh, I meant 21st anniversary. So anyways, guys, goodbye. Happy birthday, SpongeBob, though.